In April 1975, John Womack was driving down a dirt road at the foot of Ryan Mountain in the Tennessee Valley of northern Alabama. He was driving slowly when he saw a ball of fire about 3 feet in diameter fall from the sky and threw some tree branches onto the road a few feet from his car. This object rolled down the gravel road and John followed the object about 25 feet away. The object stayed in the middle of the road, following the road without stopping or deterring from the path as if it had a mind of its own. John watched as the object went down the hill and turned sharply to the right, even crossing a narrow bridge. John continued to watch as the object suddenly stopped about 10 meters from the bridge and then turned 90 degrees to the left and continued moving, this time down into an open meadow that ran along a nearby stream that crossed by the bridge. He stopped his car and got out walking towards the meadow. The object suddenly made a noise like a puff and then shot straight up, arching to the left over the surrounding forest and disappeared. John looked at the sky in complete amazement when he suddenly heard a low hum in the direction in which the object disappeared, and suddenly a huge silver disc with shallow upper and lower domes appeared. The object was about 150 feet in diameter and was surrounded by a yellow-blue glow that extended several feet away from the ship and flew at a height of about 300 to 400 feet. The strange ship stopped about 100 feet from John and made a low humming noise that could be compared to a turbine or a fan running on high. However, the object managed to be quiet at first as it came incredibly close to John before he noticed it come into the area. The ship hovered in the air for what John estimated to be about 2 minutes when suddenly the ship began releasing a bright pillar of light. When John saw this light, chills ran up and down his spine and he slowly began to walk back to the driver's side of the car. However, he didn't get very far until he saw the ray of light slowly reach the ground and spread over the ground like a mist. The UFO emanated a high-pitched whistle, and John watched as the light spread so far that it almost touched the road. Shortly after the buzzing, it became silent. John reasoned that this light might not be light as we know it, or that what he saw wasn't even light, because this luminous substance seemed to be denser and foggier than light. It was at this point that the UFO began to descend.